Hello, YouTube. We are broadcasting from the rooftop. First off, I'd like to thank Real People 26 and BigJohn0117 for being my wingman on this 3-game mission. Trying to get a little gameplay footage for everybody out there. I'm going to show you how Hall of Famers operate on the blacktop today. I did not get my copy of 2k13 until January. The NBA fever didn't hit me real hard until Christmas time, and then I rushed out after the holidays to go get myself a copy of 2k13. And one of the first modes that I experienced was the MyPlayer Blacktop mode. Initially, I had mixed feelings about the blacktop. I ran out there with a 60-something rated player and got stuck in a match after match with players that seemed to have no interest in playing any sort of team basketball. Blacktop or not, this is a 3-on-3 game, and the only true way to efficiently win is to play a team game. Even if you have 5 signature skills on your MyPlayer, this is not a point guard showcase, it is not a game of 21, it is not a game of one-on-one. And it seems that lots of players on the online blacktop have no effing clue about any of these concepts. Once I got past the initial frustration of being teamed up with scrub after scrub and bum after bum, I found some people to crew with, and I realized that the blacktop was actually a lot of fun. I personally think that the highest level of competition can be found on the blacktop. If you've got 6 players and they are all 99s with a custom set of signature skills, if you have 3 guys that know how to work as a team and can really roll, some of the most exciting moments in 2k13 are located on the blacktop.
Lou Alcindor, throughout his 5 championships with the Los Angeles Lakers, he is the greatest scoring man ever to play the game. Captain, as you know, a great player, like yourself, is only as great as the opposition he played against. And you are a great player. And I got thinking about the players you played against. Wilt, Baylor, West, Magic, Dr. J. They go on and on. Now, here it is. I want one answer only. Who was the guy that brought chills up and down your spine when he came onto the floor? The greatest player you ever saw?
Well, if I was limited to just one, geez, that would have to be the GOAT.
Welcome back to The Sporting Life, everybody. We are at the season's crossroads, and yet unless there is snow, it is always basketball season on the New York City playgrounds, a birthing place of legends. Some of them rise to international stardom, others fall to heartbreaking depths. Earl Manigault is a literal example of the latter.
He was the Jordan of his time.
Great agility and quickness.
There wasn't too many people that could actually stay with him.
When he got on the court, he was a magician.
Earl was not a great passer or anything. You gave him the ball and he got to the hoop somehow.
I think he taught Michael Jordan undercover, to tell you the truth.
Every playground has them, legends that seem to grow with every passing year. But nowhere on earth do they begin quite so large or remain so revered as on the asphalt of New York City. His name is Earl Manigault. Everyone knows him simply as GOAT, a jive derivation of his last name that came decades ago when he was making another name for himself. The GOAT, Herman Helicopter, Joe Hammond, Tiny, Dr. J, Lou Alcindor. They would hone their skills on their own playground and then suddenly appear on another, a gunfighter in sneakers. And the GOAT was one of the fastest guns in town.
A lot of us really didn't believe in the NBA, of going to the NBA, because we was playing at our peak against NBA players, and the money wasn't that great, so it wasn't really no big thing to us.
That one summer in '65, we did have some fun and managed to impress a few people out there on Sundays at the Rucker tournament. but there were just too many things pulling him down.
The GOAT is 48 and dying now. Legs, which once boosted him to heights, won't even lift his feet off the pavement anymore. A lifetime of drug abuse has him on a lengthy waiting list for a heart transplant.
Way back when, somewhere in the region of the 1970s, Earl used to be an IV drug user, and that's something that he subsequently has given up. But the result of that has been a disease called endocarditis, which is something that affects the heart valves. And in his case, it affected a valve called the aortic valve. The valve became very leaky, and the result of the valve being leaky was that the heart muscle itself became enlarged and very weak.
Sometimes when he's sick, he'll tell me, Earl, my heart is hurting. You know, and I start worrying about him. I worry about my father all the time.
His father grew up fatherless, the playground's his only release. But they also paved the way to drugs and jail. College didn't last a year, and a tryout with the Utah Stars of the old ABA was a similar failure. Somewhere along the way to mortality, the GOAT came face to face with himself, and in 1976, after coming clean, he began to give back, right there at his own Upper West Side playground, appropriately called Goat Park.
So that's the trophy that you want to win, right? What you gonna do? How you gonna win it? How you gonna win it?
By taking a tournament.
Red, white, get up, Earl.
It is called the GOAT Tournament, once financed by pimps and pushers, then by money from the International Ladies Garment Workers Union. Friends help now, but it's tough. $8,000 or $9,000 for a summer basketball program doesn't come easy on these streets.
It's pretty rough for me, but we manage, you know, to get by. A lot of favors, you know. I still have a lot of friends out here, you know. They love what I'm doing and they lend a hand.
The message he worked so hard to deliver amidst dribbles and dunks today is one he himself ignored at their age.
He teaches us how to stay off drugs and how to keep your head up and be somebody in this world. And don't make the mistake that he made. Things like that. How to get an education besides playing ball, you know, because that's not really a hobby. You can't depend on that. So you make sure you have something else to fall back on.
You know, we teaching one another. You know, I learn a lot from them and they learn a lot from me. It keeps me busy, you know, healthy, you know, and keeps me off the street too.
Within this chest beats a ticking bomb. It's detonation time, anybody's guess. Every day without a transplant is a victory in search of an end.
I don't want to die, you know, not at the moment or no time soon, but I know I have to go.
His heart muscle is very weak. It's working at 13%, normal being somewhere in the 55% range. Now, we've been lucky with the medications that he's stabilized for the past 2 years. But usually people who have such a weakened heart muscle as Earl have, the prognosis at 2 years is very poor.
I believe there's a reason for everything, and I'm still here, you know. I enjoy what I'm doing, and helping out a little bit.
These mean streets guard their legends jealously, and while they gave this one great life and a cruel method with which to take that life away, they still guaranteed an immortality which only they can understand. The GOAT, after all, will live forever. As with most legends, Earl has become a bit larger than life in the passing years. They tell the story that he once was able to rise and dunk, take the ball and dunk again before he ever returned to the court. Rubbish, he chuckles. Not even the GOAT could do that. But still you wonder.
It's amazing, I'm the reason Everybody fired up this evening. I'm exhausted, barely breathing. Holding on to what I believe in. No matter what, you'll never take that from me. My reign is as far as your eyes can see. It's amazing, so amazing, so amazing. It's amazing, so amazing, so amazing. It's amazing, so amazing. I'm a monster, I'm a killer. I know I'm wrong, yeah. I'm a problem that'll never ever be solved. And no matter what, you'll never take that from me. My reign is as far as your eyes can see. It's amazing, so amazing, so amazing, so amazing, so amazing. Yeah, it's amazing, so amazing, so amazing. I'm a monster, I'm a maven. I know this world is changing. Never gave up, never gave in. I'm the only thing I'm afraid of. No matter what, you'll never take that from me. My reign is as far as your eyes can see. It's amazing, so amazing, so amazing, so amazing, so amazing. It's amazing, so amazing, so amazing, so amazing, so amazing, so amazing. Bring it back down though. It's amazing, I'm the reason everybody fired up this evening. I'm exhausted, barely breathing, holding on to what I believe in. No matter what, you'll never take that from me. Never take that from me. No, take it back down. Take it, keep going. It feels like you're on trial sometimes. And in a relationship, you can also be on trial and be convicted with no jury. And this song was sort of like that moment where someone tells you, you gotta say I am. An emancipation, if you will. 'Cause you can't take that from me. My self-esteem. So whether it's something in your own home or a situation like mine where you're under the microscope of the media, never let them take that from you. I never let them take that from me. You have to be amazing sometimes. And I know I do not always state popular opinion. Amazing. Michael Jackson, amazing. Michael Phelps, amazing. O.J. Simpson, amazing. Is he not? What he did, when he did what he did, was he not amazing though? I think I saw in a movie, I get my quotes from movies because I don't read, or from like, go figure, real life or something. Like live real life, talk to real people, get information, ask people questions. And it was something about you either die a superhero or you live to become the villain. I'm chillin'. I'm chillin'. So many times they try to make me out to be the villain. I don't understand what I did. I apologize for acting like a at award shows. It's an award show. Didn't kill anyone, like. But yet and still, I apologize for my ungraciousness. I was a spoiled little Chicago boy who got all these awards as he came in the door, and people clapped and sang his praises. And he soaked it all up and believed his own hype to the point where he could not lose. And if anyone didn't pick him, they could not choose. As he swoos with the who's and broke all the rules and even lost his cool. Hey, ain't nothing new. Now they don't like you. Hey, they don't like you. Look at what you done, boy. Trying to be the #1 boy. And I'm 31 years now, and I've learned from my mistakes. Just play pianos. Superhero music. Pain is hardcore, so hardcore. That's why I say I'm a monster, I'm a maven. I know this world is changing. Never gave up, never gave in. I'm the only thing I'm afraid of. No matter what, you'll never take that from me. My reign is as far as your eyes can see. It's amazing.
The young lady seems like a perfectly nice person. She's getting her award. What's he doing?
Why would he do that?
He's a jackass. No, all this stuff.
That's what King said.
I'm assuming all this stuff. Where's the pool? Come on, guys. Cut the president some slack.
The good guys are looking to wrap up this second game. Now, if you are an avid MyPlayer Blacktop participant, then you may be aware of the leaderboard that you can access in the My Stats menu. And if you look at the top 100 offensive players, you scroll all the way up to the top of that list, you will find BigJohn0117. He is #1 on Xbox Live in offense, and he does not slouch on the defensive end, as he ranks #3 overall on defense. And from playing with this dude often enough, I will attest that he gets most of his points from quick turnovers, easy baskets caused from defensive pressure, much more so than dribble penetration or three-point shooting. Passes the ball effectively. I know this because as a point guard, I often find that my overall assist numbers take a hit by 2 or 3. Big John normally ends up with those. Now we can't sleep on Real People 26 either. He is currently sitting at the number 13 ranked offensive player on the Xbox leaderboard. In fact, these 3 games that you're watching are our first games that we've played together, but we seem to work it out just fine. As you can see in the top right, there is some footage of 2K gameplay from years past. These are clips from crew mode, from pickup, and obviously you're watching the blacktop mode in the main screen. One of the hottest topics revolving around 2K14 is whether there will or will not be a return of crew mode. Crew mode has not been in the 2K franchise since 2K11, even though there has been demand since then. For anybody that's not familiar with what crew mode is, basically it is a game mode where you can play with your MyPlayer as you would in a blacktop in a 3-on-3 format, but in a 5-on-5 full court basketball game. Will we have crew mode? I mean, if they're not going to give us crew mode, I would prefer that they tell us early rather than count as many pre-sales as they possibly can before releasing the heartbreaking news that crew mode again will not return. But my gut instinct is telling me that the crew is due. It is coming back for 2K14. The way that they have shown interest in the 2K community, flying YouTubers out to check out the new game, I find it hard to believe that they would still at this point be oblivious to the demand and desire that 2K Nation has for the return of crew. Now, what does that mean for blacktop? Basically, it's dead, or it is going to die as we know it. I would personally prefer that they keep some form of the 3-on-3 half-court game in crew mode, or whatever the street mode is that they come up with. It offers a fast-paced game as well as limiting the up and down fast break action that is inevitable when you have highly rated and highly athletic players that can get out and run the floor. Now, because they've had some time away from crew, I would only hope that they come back and address any and all issues that they've noticed over 2K11, 2K12, 2K13 regarding the gameplay, the servers, the overall competitive levels. The anticipation for the arrival of crew, for the return of crew, is so high that they can't afford to fail. The potential, if they bring this act together, if they bring these past few years of trial and error together for an all-encompassing street ball mode, 2K Sports could be looking directly into the eyes of their pinnacle achievement thus far. On a side note, an effective return of crew could allow for the My Team gameplay to become more of a simulation style game. As it stands now, it has a very arcade feel to it, lots of up and down action, tons and tons and tons of three-pointers, and spin move dunks are frequented by many and often. A player could have all of their high-powered offensive fun in crew mode with their friends, and my team would be more reserved. Perhaps superstars would only have the signature skills that they originally came with. A tribute boost could go away, things like that. I feel that this could be a win-win for both of these styles of play. I hope that if it does return, that some of the informal style of play and informal appearance of the game remains with the new mode as it is in Blacktop. I have little interest in having a home court or jerseys. I'm just fine with wearing t-shirts and informal clothes that you can buy in a marketplace. If you want to crew with somebody, then everybody pick red shoes. I like the informal appearance, as if guys have a duffel bag, showed up at the park or at the gym, and then picked up sides and took it from there. This look opposed to, I don't know, as if we were members of the D-League or something. I would absolutely love to see an increase in the amount of courts that we were able to play on. You bring back Rucker Park, you bring back the rooftop court. For kicks, you bring back that ugly ass 2k11 white baseline court. Yeah, that's the one. I am extremely fond of this court, the one that looks like the tennis court at night. The night game is a very, very nice look. I think that any of the outdoor venues should shift from a night game to a day game to a dusk hour game. Maybe the creators could adjust the regularity that you would play on each of these courts. For instance, maybe a Rucker Park night game is only going to show up 1 out of every 20 plays. And what about the inclusion of other classic, historic street ball courts? Not only is there Rucker, but a place like Mosswood, Jackson Park in Chicago, Berry Farms out in DC, Venice Beach, California. Any one of these locales would be an excellent addition to the court rotation for whatever next mode that we get, if it does include outdoor venues, which crew mode did not. Let's take it one step further then. If we're lucky enough to get regional historic basketball courts, then why not have the players who show up on those said courts be from those regions? How cool would it be to be playing at Rucker Park, and instead of having Kwame Brown show up in his full Sixers jersey, Wilt Chamberlain in sweatpants and a headband announces that he's got next. You've got your MyPlayer out in bright and sunny California. You're looking for a pickup game at the Mosswood court, and who do you see at the other end of the bench? Jason Kidd. Yeah, I know I'm asking for too much. I should just be happy we might get crew mode back, but why take an inch when you can ask for a mile? Good night, everybody.
He's a jackass.